There was a GOP debate the other night.
What?
You had your list of candidates. Tim Scott, Nikki Haley, Chris Christie, clown.
Bullshit.
Macho Man Ron DeSantis out of Florida, and one Vivek Ramaswamy.
Okay!
Well, it didn't take long before Vivek stepped up, sprayed the crowd with verbal gasoline,
Brilliant!
struck a match, and lit the place on fire. That's Fresh Roasted. I'm Jazz Borganzo, and this.
Know your damn role and shut your damn mouth.
It's What's Next. Happy Friday, everyone. Jazz Borganzo, What's Next? Your daily dose of common sense, facts, and salt. Hope you guys are feeling good today as we go into the weekend. Well, there was a GOP debate earlier this week, and you had your list of characters, candidates. Tim Scott, Nikki Haley, Chris Christie, Clown Boy, Macho Man Ron DeSantis out of Florida, who's done amazing things for that state, and one businessman, Vivek Ramaswamy. Well, if you were expecting the usual ho-hum nonsense, you were sadly mistaken. One stepped up. That would be one Vivek Ramaswamy. He sprayed the crowd with verbal gasoline, took out a match, struck it, and lit the place on fire. And oh, it was a joy to behold. And here we go. This coming out of Breitbart. Vivek Ramaswamy, throws a knockout punch. Tuned into the Republican presidential primary debate in Miami the other night, expecting the usual, but after the first few moments, Vivek Ramaswamy threw a right hook that had the RNC, the media, and career politicians on the mat. I'm sure many of us at home, whose only horse in the race for America to succeed, may have jumped out of our seats and cheered. Someone was willing to expose what many of us have been waiting for the GOP to admit. Put on their big boy pants, passionately called out the hypocrisy and incompetency, and one Vivek did so masterfully.
The former president.
I think there's something deeper going on in the Republican Party here, and I am upset about what happened last night. We've become a party of losers at the end of the day. It was a cancer in the Republican establishment.
Now, when he talks about losers is, of course, you had one Daniel Cameron, who was running for the governorship of Kentucky, and of course, his opponent, Bashir, won re-election. 50% of the GOP base showed up to vote. Only 50%. Very little money was spent in that state for Cameron. And of course, Donald Trump blamed Glitch McConnell, for the loss.
Let's speak the truth. I mean, since Ronna McDaniel took over as chairwoman of the RNC in 2017.
Oh, and also, killing babies is now legal in the state of Ohio. Yes, the red state of Ohio.
We have lost 2018, 2020, 2022, no red wave that never came. We got trounced last night in 2023. And I think that we have to have accountability in our party. For that matter, Ron, if you want to come on stage tonight, you want to look the GOP voters in the eye and tell them you resign, I will yield my time to you. And frankly, look, the people there cheering for losing in the Republican Party. Think about who's moderating this debate. This should be Tucker Carlson, Joe Rogan, and Elon Musk. We'd have 10 times the viewership, asking questions that GOP primary voters actually care about and bringing more people into our party. You think the Democrats, and we've got Chris do you think the Democrats would actually hire Greg Gutfeld to host a Democratic debate? They wouldn't do it. And so the fact of the matter is, Kristen, I'm going to use this time because this is actually about you in the media and the corrupt media establishment. Ask you the Trump-Russia collusion hoax that you pushed on this network for years.
And yet, pushed that question during the debate, which absolutely made no fucking sense.
Was that real, or was that Hillary Clinton made up disinformation? Answer the question. Go.
Oh, shit! Woo! That was a Ric Flair moment right there. And the look on her face. Yes, that was guilt.
Because this media rigged the 2016 election. They rigged the 2020 election with the Hunter Biden laptop story. And they're going to rig this election.
Your time is up.
Accountability.
Let me turn to Governor Christie.
Ooh, that was freshly Folgers roasted. Oh my. This was reminiscent to me of when I watched the Mike Tyson early fights. Tyson would come out wasting no time on his opponents. He's still young, strong, vibrant, and before you knew it, the other fighter was on the mat. Well, Vivek did it last night. That was riveting. His knockout punch was the truth, and that, as far as I'm concerned, is where the candidate needs to be.
And on more fun.
I'm absolutely unpersuaded. And I'm actually enjoying watching the Ukraine Hawks quietly, delicately tiptoe back from their position as this thing has unwound into a disaster. The first half of this race, I was the only person standing for it. Now they're actually quietly coming around to being more cautious, as they should. Level with the American people here. Ukraine is not a paragon of democracy. This is a country that has banned 11 opposition parties.
Boom.
It has consolidated all media into one state TV media arm. That's
Boom.
not democratic. It has threatened not to hold elections this year unless
Boom.
the U.S. forks over more money. That is not democratic. It has celebrated a Nazi in its ranks, the comedian in cargo pants, a man called Zelensky.
Boom.
That is not democratic. More facts for you that you won't hear from the mainstream in either party or the mainstream media.
Oh my.
The regions of Ukraine that are occupied by Russia right now, in the Donbass, Luhansk, Donetsk, these are Russian-speaking regions that have not even been part of Ukraine since 2014, that other people probably couldn't name those provinces for you. Those are the hard facts. And so to frame this as some kind of battle between good...
And what gets me is that this should be Ron DeSantis. This should be Ron. Ron should be up here dropping hammers, like Thor in Wakanda. But no, it's Vivek.
Versus evil, don't buy it. And I'd like the likes of the sharpest of the war hawks on Ukraine, Nikki Haley, to have some accountability and answer. Do you want to use U.S. taxpayer money to fund the banning of Christians? That is actually what's happening. They're using the Ukrainian Orthodox Church. They have banned them. The Ukrainian parliament just did this last week, supported by our dollars. And I think you owe it to the American people, Nikki, to at least this one time at least condemn.
Thank you. That's time.
At least to condemn their banning of Christians.
Mr. Ramaswamy, thank you. Mr. Ramaswamy, thank you.
Vivek was calling people out. I'm going to call your asses out, and you got to deal with it. How novel. A candidate was looking at problems and solutions, not polls. It was done with deadly finesse. Yes, like a ninja assassin. Look, while it's all well and meaning for me, Vivek, who has something different, a panther-like quickness of mind who is growing leaps and bounds above the rest. I do not want a seasoned Chris Christie or Nikki Haley clowns. Well, not Nikki Haley. I like Nikki Haley, but anyway, Nikki Haley is beyond the par. Haley is too entrenched in established politics. Facts. Her take on the war in Ukraine is case in point. Facts. And of course, there will be the same.
But we're in the middle of a war right here at home. It's a war not between black and white or Democrat and Republican. It's between those of us who believe in our founding ideals and love this country and a fringe minority who hates the United States of America. And I think it's going to take a commander-in-chief to lead us to victory in that war, who first of all knows that we're in a war. Second of all, can't be captured by the special interests along the way. But third is from the next generation, somebody with fresh legs to lead us to victory. I'll shut down the deep state. I'll declare economic independence from China. I'll keep us out of World War III and then revive national pride in this country. I also want to close with one message to the Democrat Party. End this farce that Joe Biden is going to be your nominee. We know he's not even the president of the United States. He's a puppet for the managerial class.
Woo!
You have the guts to step up and be honest about who you're actually going to put up so we can have an honest debate. Biden should step aside, end his candidacy now so we can see whether it's Newsom or Michelle Obama or whoever else.
All right,
just
Mr.
tell us the
Ramaswamy,
truth so we can have an
your
honest
time is
debate.
up. Ambassador.
Oh my gosh, that Folgers fresh roasted flavor. You gotta love it. I agree with Vivek on Ron DeSantis and Tim Scott, but I feel at the end of the day, Ron and Tim may succumb to those powers that pull our politicians by the nose. I want an outsider, someone who will not give us what we want to hear, but to get votes, who can lead America. I'm sure that many disagree with most when I supported Trump in 2016. Now, I did the same as well. But I have an eye on Vivek, and I believe you should also. Don't just listen to pundits. They have an agenda. Listen to the candidate himself. Nothing he says doesn't make sense to me. You may find yourself agreeing. But, real quick. No, I was going to do this a two-parter, but nah. This can stand on its own. A masterclass. A masterclass of lighting the place on fire. Love it. Absolutely love it. Now, I've said in past videos that I like Vivek. I do. He's spunky. I mean, he is spunky. I mean, he is great off the top of his head. I mean, it is just amazing how he can put his thoughts together like that on anything. Give him a topic and he will just go, bang, I got this. But the one thing that bothers me about Vivek is that he's been caught on video and on interviews, contradicting some of these exact points. And that kind of bothers me. He did that whole, what was it, Eminem campaign song or whatever like this, and that was just bad. But the other night, he crystallized everything that is wrong with the GOP, that is wrong with the media. He was able to focus like a laser beam and then just go boom, 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 boom. Take them all down. That's exactly what a candidate should be doing. Not just roasting people just because of the sake of roasting, but also hitting them with facts and common sense. And that's exactly what he did. As I said during the video, these are things that Ron DeSantis should have stepped up in. There was one point, one moment during the debate where he basically said the red wave never happened. That is when Ron should have stepped up and said, yeah, it did. It was in my state. That is when you drop the hammer like Thor in Wakanda. But no, we didn't get that from Ron. And that's sad to see because I like Ron. I do. I like Ron. He's got great policy. But Vivek, this was Vivek's night. He lit the place on fire. And I mean, woof. By the time it was all done and said, yeah, ashes. And with that being said, I'm Jasper Gonzo. This is What's Next. Want to see more like this? Please leave a comment below. Like it, share it, subscribe to it, hit that notification bell so you guys never miss a thing. And we'll see you next time. Peace.